Hello everybody and welcome to my homemade almond milk demonstration. You see, I've been soaking these almonds for a few days in preparation for this recipe. So the first thing I'm going to do is drain and rinse the almonds. I actually had to use my hand because they were getting a little stuck. And then I'm using my Ninja food processor. And I'm going to begin loading the almonds into the food processor. I was going to put them all in there, but then the ancestors whispered to me and said, hold up now. So I went ahead and only used half of the almonds. So that was 2 cups of almonds. And then for each cup of almonds, I use 3 cups of water to blend with. So 6 cups total of fresh water plus a little extra because I use a little extra nuts. And then I'm adding some dates just for a little sweetness. So remember, you have to remove the seed from the dates before you blend them up. And then also you want to make sure that you don't accidentally put the seed into the food processor instead of the actual date. Then you have to risk a whole entire appendage in order to get in there and get it out. But yeah, so we added the dates. And we're going to go ahead and get our top on correctly and blend that up. I use the chop feature on high to blend the almonds and the water together. And then you see we have this nice frothy milk which has been created. I gave it a little stir to kind of remove some of the foam off of the top of the milk before I emptied the food processor into my nut milk bag. I ordered this extra large professional size nut milk bag on Amazon. I may drop a link somewhere in case you want to get the same one. And then you're just going to drain the nuts into the bag in order to strain it. So I kind of left what didn't come out in the food processor as I finished up with the rest of the nuts, just to make it a little richer, if that could be a thing. This was my first time making this almond milk recipe, and I'm actually so glad I did because, you know, as part of a living foods diet, you want your food as close to living as possible. So I'm just not into purchasing boxed milks that have been sitting on the shelf and shipped all over the world. So there's the last of the nuts, followed by the dates. I'm going to go ahead and blend that up again. I love that this food processor kind of has an automatic timer. So once you select a setting, it kind of automatically stops. I don't know how long it goes, maybe a minute or 2. I don't really know. I just let it do its thing. And this is it, the final batch of almond milk that we have here. You can make milk out of pretty much any nut, or seed actually. So I am going to be making some different milks. I have a bunch of raw pumpkin seeds that I'm excited to make some pumpkin seed milk with that, if this recipe goes well. So this time I'm absolutely going to drain all the pulp out of the food processor and go ahead and give it a squeeze to strain the milk through. You really got to put your muscles into this. So this is why homesteaders are like so strong and built, because you got to put a lot of muscle into basic things like food preparation. Fortunately, after 20 years of being a massage therapist, I have pretty strong hands. Yeah, so I think I was able to drain like absolutely a lot of the liquid. I'm not going to say all of it, but definitely most of the liquid. There was nothing left over. And I'm just going to go ahead and load it into my storage mason jar here. So this was a total of about 4 cups of raw almonds that I used to make this recipe that filled this entire, I forget how many quarts this mason jar is, but I got that entire large mason jar filled, and then there was even some left over, which I put into just this juice carafe that I have. I would love to do a nice presentation if I have some guests or something and serve them some of my fresh homemade living milks and cold pressed juices. That would be very nice. Maybe I'll demonstrate that one day. But for now, this is what we got. My first homemade raw almond milk. I'm going to go ahead and give it a taste and try it out. Lovely. So, hope you're able to try making some of your own recipes at home too. Thanks for watching.